Hey everybody, welcome to another exciting adventure called Javier in the Air. For those of you who've been here before, welcome back. For those of you this is your first time, welcome. So this is my little corner of the internet where I put mostly stuff about me, which is unfortunate because I'd like to do stuff about other people as well. Um, but I do show a lot of stuff around in and around Cedar Park area, which includes that little side town called Austin. And then there's also Liberty Hill, Leander, and Georgetown, and Round Rock, and all those other places as well that are relatively nearby. But I can be there shortly. So, we have a really good episode today. We have, or I have, the Trash in the Hood, which I almost forgot about. Trash in the Hood, really good one this time. We had only one in week 139, but we did have a couple in week 140, which did include one where we didn't actually pick up any junk. My walking partner and I, we just did a nice walk to a bakery and wanted to increase our distance as we're trying to do. We'd like to do a 5K by the end of the summer, and we actually did a 5K. This is an unofficial 5K. This was just walking from door to door. So basically, from my house to this bakery was officially a 5K. So I have some pictures from that, and then I have some pictures from week 139, 140, where we pick up all the trash that we could. So let's go without further dragging it out. Let's go ahead and do our Trash in the Hood. Dark Frog Social Media presents Trash in the Hood, weeks 139 and 140. Okay, so here we go, week 139. This is day one. So as you notice, there's a big Amazon box underneath everything, and then there was a ton of bits this day. We actually got out and did almost 2 miles. Cigarette butts, a vape pen, beverage container or beverage cup, and a bunch of just miscellaneous junk. It was really a really crazy day out there with so much paper. The lawnmowers must have been out. So here I am, my new persona, steampunk shade Hav, I should say. So I was out there getting it in my new steampunk shades. So here we are, week 140, day one. The rest of 139 was a wash due to the extreme heat. But here we are with week 140, day one. There's a couple of street reflectors, which you find in the middle of the street. Beverage cans, the cigarette butts as always. A lot of cans. Some cardboard underneath everything, and a lot of bits of paper and plastic and metal and bottle caps. A lot. We did a walk where we went across a major street and then all the way out, so it was about 2 miles. And here I am getting ready, steampunk shade Hav, that was getting ready to do that walk. It was quite a hot one out there. So then I was thinking, what should be my new route? So we went on the new route this time, and it was about 2.15 mile, and we went back into some areas that I've never been to, so it was really neat. So as you see there's the normal cigarette butts and vape boxes. Underneath everything is a couple of rags and some plastic. I found basically an outfit. I found some pair of socks, a pair of gloves, a pair of undergarments, and a really dirty shirt. And then, of course, the usual bits of paper and plastic and everything that a lot of people tend to forget that will fall out of their car or fall out of their trash cans and that sort of thing, and they just forget to pick it up thinking, oh, well, someone's going to pick it up. Well, that someone is me, unfortunately. So if you see stuff fall out of your car or your trash cans, then why not take a stop and pick up your stuff? But anyway. Okay, so there you have it, our week 139, week 40. So for those of you who may not know, I've been walking for the past 140 weeks, picking up trash around my neighborhood. It started out with me going very slow, probably doing maybe a half mile, trying to build back my endurance to be able to walk further again. So, and at first I was just walking. And then I started realizing that there was a lot of trash in my neighborhood, that, like I just mentioned, falls out of cars, falls out of trash cans. People purposefully drop maybe. So I started picking it up because it made me focus on the trash and not the distance. So after a couple weeks, I was able to start picking up more because I was going further. And so I kept going and going and got to the point where, it didn't bother me, health wise, leg wise, physical. I didn't feel bad, and so I could start going further and further and further. But I continued picking up the trash because it held me accountable to do it. Plus, it turns out I like doing it. And then I started posting it on the internet. I started posting on my show when I started my show. Actually, I started my show well before that, and this started also posting on Nextdoor.com. Which, by the way, for Nextdoor purposes, I am not sponsored by anyone. This is a free show. I do this because I like doing it, and therefore I won't get in trouble. Anyway, so started doing it and hit my 1 mile marker, so week 52, and I felt really good about it, and gotten some very pleasant feedback for the most part, and so I decided to keep going. So then all of a sudden, before I knew it, it was week 104, and I was like, wow. So here we are at two years now. I was doing about 1.25 miles, something anywhere between 1.25, 1.5 on a regular basis. At least I try to do it at least 2 times a week when I can, barring injury or weather or me being out of town. And so anywhere from 1 to 3 times, sometimes 4 times a week. The more I do it, the better I feel, and leads more into more walking the following week. So now we're at week 140. Tomorrow will be week 141. So that puts us at 140. So it puts us at 36 weeks in, which is about 16 weeks to go before I hit my 3-year mark. So almost a little over 2.5 years. So it turns out really nice. I really enjoy doing it. I got that big bag that you see now. I used to use a grocery bag, only for trash though. I still use a grabber. I do use gloves when I sort the trash. And I actually have a big picture here that I'm going to show you. I'm going to show you the picture of some of the stuff that I picked up. Not all of it. Most of it I threw away. All the paper and plastic and metal, bits of metal and stuff like that I threw away. But the more unusual stuff, the really unusual stuff, I didn't keep at all for obvious reasons, and which is why you can figure it out. So if you want to know some of the more extreme list of things that I've found, just message me and I can tell you directly. Anyway, so I'm going to show you a picture of this weekend, one of the projects that I worked on. I put together everything that I wanted to keep, threw away some stuff that were kind of borderline, and then for the vape pens, I removed all the batteries. And why that is because I have a project in mind for it, and I want to keep the shell to show the vape pen, but I don't want to keep the batteries because I'll be worried about them either degrading or perhaps even exploding. So that may lead you to what my project is, but I doubt it. So let's take a look at that, and then right after that, I'm going to show you the walk that my friend and I did. The one half of the Takashitas. She's my walking partner, good friend of mine, known her forever, and we keep each other accountable as far as walking goes as well. So I'll talk a little bit more about it here in our walking adventure just yesterday. Okay, so this is just some of the stuff that I've found over the past 2.5 years, and this is the stuff that I collected so that I can work on that project that I told you about. So you see at the top there's like a weird Scottish Terrier that looks like it may have been part of part of the hood of a car maybe, and then what looks like a hatchet, and then there are some various pieces along the right, a bent fork and some bits of metal and a couple of car beepers, car alarms probably, but they're really weird and old. some bag of silica or something like that, and then a couple of crazy pieces of foam. And then on you'll see the yellow box. The yellow box is just lighters, and those are lighters that I found as we were walking through the neighborhood. So the red boxes, which there's three of them, those are all vape pens. And so, like I said, those are the ones that I thought were unusual and cool looking. And on top of that, they were the ones that I could actually get the batteries removed from. I probably had about 60 to 65, and I had to get rid of the ones that I couldn't get rid of the batteries of because I didn't want to keep them with the batteries. And then on the second row from the top, you see like a couple of baseballs and some other styrofoam stuff, and I think there were some little perfumes and stuff like that. And then third row is some more stuff. You see a rocket there and some other kind of plastic molding and that sort of thing. And then in the final row, there is a couple of toys. And the white box are scissors, either partially or complete. And then on the other side of that is like a liquor bottle with a really cool piece of glass. It's tiny. It's only about 4 or 5 inches high. And some other pieces that I found. So until I get the project done, I will continue to collect pieces that I think are cool and will add to my other project. So at some point I will still continue to grab stuff, but I'm no longer going to have it in that project. So we'll see which comes first. Okay, so here we have my co-walker, Julia Takashita, and she is walking. We are about a mile and a bit into it. And then I remembered it was going very well, and so we were moving very quickly. So I totally forgot that I should start taking photos because people have asked me about taking photos, and so here I am taking photos of the walk. And so you see we're on partial sidewalk. There's a lot of sidewalks here and there. Here I am giving the goofy grin. Looks like I need a shave there. And the sunlight is streaming right into my eyeballs, so I can't really even see myself taking the photo, but whatever. It was a good day. As you notice, there was no clouds in the sky. So here's another shot. We are about almost 2 miles in, or almost 2.5 miles in at this point, and as you notice, not a cloud in the sky. Now we started at about 8:03 in the morning on Saturday, and so this is about 8:55, maybe 8:57, and you still clear skies. The breeze was picking up. It felt really nice to be out there. It was cool, not too hot, of course, which later on the day was horrible. And then we found these pair of shoes right before we crossed over 183A, I should say. We found these pair of shoes, so I thought it'd be interesting to just take a photo of it. I was not picking up trash on this walk. We were just simply trying to acclimate ourselves to doing an extended walk, which was 3.1 miles or a 5K, because we want to be able to go out to a 5K and later on in the summer. So I just thought it would be interesting to take a picture of the shoes because there wasn't much to do. So here was our final destination after 3.1 miles, 85 Degree Bakery Cafe, which is located in the same building as H Mart on the corner. There's some shops along the side as well, as you can see as you go look further down the side. But this is a Korean or North Korean style, or actually just Korean style bakery. South Korean, I would have said more accurately. And fantastic pastries there, by the way. So if you've never gone there, and again, I'm not sponsored by these people, but it's really good. And so if you like trying different pastries than what you're used to, I highly recommend this place. The coffee, it's okay. All right, so there you have it, the 5K bakery walk. And of course, I call it a bakery walk for obvious reasons. So, if you noticed on week 139 and 140, we were going further and further, which means we're picking up more junk, but we're trying to really extend it so that we can get used to walking a 5K and then walking a 5K at a quicker pace than what we were doing. So it took us about an hour and 5 minutes to get there, maybe an hour and seven. It was a very interesting walk. We both felt really good afterwards. In fact, I did a lot of work around the house, which you'll see here in a minute, that needed to get done. So it felt really good. There wasn't, I didn't have any real pain. I mean, I was a little bit of sore, but nothing that I couldn't handle or nothing that I wasn't used to. So if you're thinking about doing something like I've been doing, just get out there and do it. You don't have to pick up trash, but walking is definitely good for you. If you're not doing any other kind of exercise or any other kind of health routine, then I highly recommend getting out there and walk. You need to be able to keep your legs strength in your legs, I should say. We can always talk about other things as well, upper body work and stuff like that should definitely be done, but you should definitely get out there and walk and learn how to pick yourself off the floor again. So I've had some people talk about how they're struggling getting out of the chair, struggling getting out of a deep couch, and trouble getting off of the floor when they get on the floor. So you need to keep yourself as healthy as you can. And one of the things that you can do is to help yourself get up the floor. Get up off of the floor. So what you could do is have a couch nearby or a chair or something that you'll be able to pull yourself either onto or up so that you can stand. Now, I recommend getting onto a low couch and then maybe sliding onto the floor if you think just trying to get down to the floor itself may be too much for you. If it really is too much for you, don't get on the floor. And then you're going to find yourself on the floor. You're not going to be able to get up off the floor. And then you're going to be calling me going, hey, you SOB, why did you tell me to get on the floor? So only do this if you know how to get up off the floor and you have an avenue and or you have someone present that can help you get up if for whatever reason you can't get up. So there's many ways to get up off the floor. You can do Google search. You can turn on your side and use your hands to push up to a sitting position, or sit up to where you're on your knees and on your hands, and then you can pick yourself up from there. There's when you get to that position, you can grab a chair or grab a table or grab something that's sturdy and not going to fall on you and pull yourself up. So that's something that can be done. So walks like these are very important, and I'm going to start trying to do them this distance, 3.1 miles, at least once a month, if not more, depending on how things go and how I feel. And the walks in the neighborhood are going to be about 2 miles from now on, which takes a little bit longer, but what was I doing with the other time? Just sitting around doing nothing? I might as well get out and walk. So there you have it. So okay, so we're going now from here to our Zen moment. So here we go. Okay, so there you have it, our Zen moment for the week. By the way, the music was not AI generated, as I've done in the past. However, the um, artwork was. It was a hand drawn illustration. It was the format, and then I told it to picture an old man walking down a road. Now I said to put a lake on the left, but there's no lake at all, so I don't know how it interpreted put a lake on the left for just cornfields or some sort of field. I did, and I said to put orchards on the right. So again, reversed, I don't know. So AI still needs a little work, but that's how it goes. Okay, so now we're going to talk a little bit. We're going to move into our spirit time because that's still a popular section, and people like to see what odd things or what usual things or either my diss or my cheer for a particular beer, which I think I'll be a beer today. I'll see what I have left in the fridge, and but it's still a great section, and so we're going to go ahead and go to the spirit time. Hey everyone, welcome to Spirit Time. For those of you who are your first time here, Spirit Time is a section of the show where I show either a beer or a wine or an alcohol, and I review it. So this is actually what started the show in the first place, so I'm going to keep this section forever. Hopefully I can continue to keep finding unique and different beers and wines and alcohols to try out for things. I might actually move into cocktails as well. So this is from Voodoo Brewing Company. They made this last year. This is from their Barrel Room collection. It says caution, contains real pumpkin. It's barrel-aged pumpkin barley wine ale. So Brother Rob is not a fan of barley wine, but I am. And we got this, unfortunately, after the pumpkin tasting we did last year. So I thought I would bring it out because between the two of us, I'm the only one who likes barley wine. So I thought I would try it. So this is Voodoo Brewing Company, and they are out of Meadville, Pennsylvania. So hello to Pennsylvania. I have family there, actually, in Avondale and other parts of it, and very interesting, great place. I didn't realize that it was there. I wonder how close it is to them because I might have to pay it a visit. So this is 11.3% ABV. It doesn't have anything more about it, but I'm going to show you the bottle so you can see how cool it is. I know we're in April, and we got this about end of November, early December, so it's only a couple months old. It's been refrigerated the entire time, so it should be fine. Should be in the keyword there, but we'll find out. So here's the bottle. There's right there. Whoops. Is where it says caution contains real pumpkin, which I don't know why there's a caution, but okay. And then there's the rest of the bottle. You see the cornfields with the pumpkins there, and we're back to start. So this is a whole pint, by the way. This is a big boy. 1 pint, 6 fluid ounces. Let's see what we got. Really nice look to it. There you can see that. I know the camera sometimes does some unusual look to it. In fact, I'm going to take my peepers off so that you can see my eyes, so you can tell when I'm lying and when I'm not. So this is really good. It is orangish golden. I know it looks really dark here. That's why I was talking about the camera not only adds 50 pounds to me, but it also does darken things up. So this looks a little darker than it actually is in real life. So it's a barley wine, so there's not much head to it. Let's take a sniff. It's definitely got that dark beer, not dark, but heavy beer smell to it. Even though it is a barley wine, it still has a little bit of wine on the back end. To me, it smells more like heavier beer, like a stout, or something along those lines. But still has kind of a higher note to it, aroma that's more along the lines of a wine, which kind of makes sense because it is a barley wine. Though some people say it's one, some people say it's another, but we're just going to call it barley wine. I'm going to have another sip before I can describe what I'm tasting. It's definitely more on the wine than anything else, which is interesting because it's more on the wine, but yet the back still has a taste of a beer to it. It's lighter than I thought it would be, especially for something that's 11.3%. There's kind of a spiciness to it. However, this is probably a good thing that we didn't have this in time for our pumpkin beer tasting. One, Brother Rob would probably just poo-poo it all together. But also that I don't really taste any pumpkin in it. So I like it. In fact, I like it a lot. I'll probably sit here the rest of the evening while I'm processing this podcast or YouTube show, whichever they want to call it, drinking this. However, there's no taste. I don't taste any pumpkin in it, so unfortunately, it would have done poorly in our pumpkin beer tasting. But I myself, I think I'm gonna give this 7.5 thumbs up. Seven and a half thumbs up. Really good. I like it. Like I said, there's a little spiciness to it, but it's not like a chili spice, but it's something that kind of tickles, excites the tongue on the front part of the tongue. Yeah, I'm not quite sure what it is, but I really like it. So I will continue to drink this the rest of today while I'm processing the show. 7.5 thumbs up. Voodoo Brewing Company out of Meadville, Pennsylvania. Good job, guys. Unfortunately, it's not really a pumpkin beer. Even though it even warns you that there's pumpkin involved in it. It's not, well, barley wine, I should say. It's not really a pumpkin tasting barley wine. So, however, Voodoo, if you do have concerns and questions about my review, please feel free to contact me. Remember, this is still a free show. Contact me, and I'd love to have you on my show so we can talk about this beer or this barley wine and many other submissions you may have. We can talk about it. We can taste it. We can do it over the over a Zoom call, or we can figure out a way to get together and talk about it. So there you have it, everyone. Have a great drinking time. That is our show, everyone. Thank you. Appreciate you watching the show. If you have any questions, comments, or concerns about the show, please feel free to reach out to me. You can on this YouTube channel. Keyword or my handle is Javier In The Air 01, all one word. And it's Javier In The Air, not on the air, in the air. And just look for this ugly mug. There's another Javier In The Air out there. So didn't get to the gardening, but we'll talk about that next week. Hopefully enough will have grown so that I can show pictures on it. And we will continue to do Trash in the Hood. If you're interested in getting on the show, showing off your mom and pop business, or showing off anything that you're passionate about, maybe you do some crafts, arts and crafts, and you'd like to show off on that as well, you certainly can. Just reach out to me however you know how, and I'll get you on the show. If you'd like to be a co-host, always looking to have a co-host. I think it would be an interesting thing for this show. Bring in some more people. Excuse me. Let's try it out. So just reach out to me again, and we'll figure it out a time when we can do it. All right, everyone. So stay cool. I know it's been a long time since I've said that. It's supposed to be hot again this week, and it's going to be just getting hotter and hotter as we move forward, heading towards summer. So be careful out there. If you're going to walk, hydrate, take water with you. And if you're going to pick up trash, always be careful. And I will see everybody again in 2 weeks. Thanks a lot, everyone.